Good afternoon, everyone. We are Group 5. Our members include Cici, Melody, Ellen, and Aura. And today, our topic is the culture of Pakistan. Now, let's welcome Melody.
Hello, everyone. First, I will introduce the location of Pakistan. Pakistan, located in the northwest of the South Asia subcontinent, bordering the Arabian Sea in the south, India in the east, China in the northeast, Afghanistan in the northwest, and Iran in the west. Next, we'll come to its national flag. The flag consists of two rectangles, dark green and white. Dark green occupies 75% with a white pentagram and a white crescent on it, and another white rectangle on one side of the flagpole, a quarter of the width of the flag. The green represents Islam, but the pentagram and crescent moon represent the belief of Islam. The white represent the resistance and other ethnic minorities who believe in Hinduism, Buddhism, and so on. In 1964, the white changed to represent the peace, the green represents the perspective, the new moon represents progress, and the 5-point star represents light. As for the major belief, Pakistan also has another name, named Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Through the name, we can see Islam is the major belief in this country, over 95%. About 97% of the population is Muslim, a little more. There are two major sects of Islam in Pakistan, Sunni and Shia. Due to the difference in doctrine and Shinira, there are frequent conflicts between the two sects. Then let's come to the unique festival. One of it is Gurban. This is dated in December the 10th in the Islamic calendar. During the festival, some go on a pilgrimage to Misa, while others worship in the mosque after bathing in the morning. The rich slaughter cows and sheep for their friends and give the meat to poor Muslims. There are also some places where a Muslim clinic leads a group to the mosque to worship and watch the slaughter of animals, followed by celebration in square, dancing and singing until night. The second one is Lesser Barbarian. The Islamic calendar on October the 1st is a grand Islamic festival. On this day, people will celebrate the successful end of Sarum. Early in the morning, they will go to the mosque to worship. They will hold various activities to visit relatives and friends. Second, let's go to the business etiquettes and customs. Number 1, let's go to greetings. When they meet, they must say Alistan Aligrabia, which means God blessed. If one through a long separation, they also welcome with a hug as a gift. With the hug is unique, that both sides usually want a hug on the left side of the head, again on the right side once, repeating this move 3 times in total. They usually give wealth to long-lost friends, guests, or relatives. Some are made of fresh flowers, others are made entirely of gold or silver foil, hanging on the chest. Next, go to the clothing part. Women in Pakistan clothing is composed of 3 pieces: scarf, jacket, and pants. Design is also different: colorful color, cotton, or yarn. Pakistan women like to make up and their fingers are often dyed red. Boys in Pakistan like to wear white and bunching slacks. Women like very large, colorful robes and marks on face when they go out. Men's daily color is more monotonous, mostly white, gray. Next, we come to the business etiquettes. People are used to give each other business cards when they meet for the first time, but they do not have to give gifts. Punctuality is required in business. It is their custom in business negotiation to keep a written record of any agreements for future responsibility. Now let's welcome Cici.
Now let's compare these two countries in Hostford 5-dimension model. First, let's look at a chart. This chart shows the differences in the two countries. There are 4 differences: the masculinity, power distance, long-term orientation, and uncertainty avoidance. Now let's look at a graph that shows the 2 differences. We can know that in Pakistan, it represents a medium in power distance, masculinity, and long-term orientation. However, its uncertainty avoidance is really high. It's reached 70 scores. Then in China, we can see that China has a really high mark in power distance, masculinity, and long-term orientation, but it really low in uncertainty avoidance. Now let's look at the 4 differences step by step. First, let's look at the uncertainty avoidance. In Pakistan, is more than 95% of people is Islamic, so it's rigid code of belief and behavior. And also we can know that the people in Pakistan is intolerant for unnotable behaviors and ideas, because most of them are believe in Islam. So there's a need of rules. That means they have many rules in their daily routine, such as the dressing rules, greeting rules, and even they have rules when having dinner and lunch. Let's look at China. China is really comfortable with ambiguous, and it's common to see the laws and rules are really flexible in the situation. For example, we can see a lot of words like huge amount, several consequence, that is not so clear to say the actual year or actual things. And we can also see that in China, the governments and companies are really encourage people to innovate. The Alipay and WeChat are always known for most of the people in China, and the Huawei and 5G techniques is spread to the world because of the innovation of Chinese people. Then let's look at the masculinity aspect. In Pakistan, most people have a low masculinity. That means they are feminine culture, and the quality of life is a signal of success. That means they do not pay so much attention to know how to be successful or how to get a good salary or high position in a company. Instead, they will pay more attention to the Islamic holidays. However, in China, China is a typical masculinity culture. The society there are driven by competitions, achievement, and success. So it's easy to see in Chinese company, the employees work for more than 10 hours a day, and they work from Monday to Saturday. Always there is many villagers and young people go to Beijing and Shanghai to seek for fortune. The other thing is that in China, people always have a good distinguish between the mother and father. Father always deal with facts, and mothers always deal with feelings. Now let's look at the long-term orientation. In Pakistan, Pakistan has a medium score in this dimension, but China has a really high score in it. Now let's look at the Pakistan first. Pakistan's people always refer to maintaining time, and they always like to pray before their dinner, and the women have feel freedom in their society. However, in China, Chinese people always has long-term plan, and they always think so much before they do something. For example, they will decide to save their money for week and week instead of spend all of their money in just 1 and 2 weeks. The last but not the least, I will mention power distance. In Pakistan, there is a middle level of power distance. For example, in the company of Pakistan, the boss is where to see the boss to make decision by themselves. Instead, the boss would like to collect the ideas from their employees. However, in China, the power is concentrated with few bosses. There is a structure and critical parts in the company, and the boss always do their decision by themselves. Now let's look at the hostile context model when comparing to Pakistan and China. Firstly, I will introduce what is high content culture and what is low content culture. In high content company, the people have, when people say the same word, that means the meaning of the same words will change according to the situation. However, if we mention low content culture, when the people say the same word, the meaning will not change according to the situation. After our search, we found that China and Pakistan both are high content culture. In China, it's common to see the same words has different meaning in different situations. And in Pakistan, we can always see they say 5 minutes. However, it's not just as short as 5 minutes. It may be as long as 1 hour or even 1 year. It depends on the situation. So let's look at the case study of business meal.
In these case studies, we'll have two main characters, Chris, business friends from Pakistan, and Jane, Macau local people serving in a real estate company. They in the luxury restaurants, they are going to have a business meal.
Hi, Chris. Welcome to Macau. How do you feel recently?
Hi, Jen. It feels like home. I love it.
That's great. Thank you for joining the meal. Now let's enjoy the lunch.
Fine. Oh, pardon me. I like to do the pray first. My family always do that before meal in Pakistan.
Then I shall wait for you.
After the pray, enjoying the lunch, Chris raised a chat topic.
I once heard that Chinese parents would buy the house and leave it for their children. Jenny, is that true? I'm so curious.
Actually, it is. Almost all the parents in China would try their best to do this for their children.
But why? Their children can buy the house themselves.
Chinese parents do this because they want to reduce their children's pressure that they have suffered. And the price of the house in China is really changeable. It's a long-term considered behavior.
I see. Maybe I could invest in the real estate too.
You could consider.
Actually, I have to discuss with my team member. Having the vote mode, I can't decide on my own.
Oh, in China, once the leader made the decision, nothing can change.
It can't happen in my company. We have to vote for final plan or a discussion.
I see. Well, anyway, let's forget it at this moment and enjoy the delicious lunch.
Okay.
Oh, that's the end of our case studies. Would you have any questions? Feel free to ask. The next page is our reference list. That's all. Thank you. 哎呀 ，Cici， 你没有说那个，你没有说目录啊。而且我老爸也出镜了一下，要不咱重新录吧？我老爸出镜了一下不太好，有点尴尬。